because DMT probably plays a role in this process. But this would change everything, because we could, over time, learn to simulate this connection. If we can simulate the connection, then we can control the connection. We might be able to communicate more directly with these entities. By the way, this theory, which I call NTT, or neural transduction theory, in fact, if people go to neuraltransductiontheory.com, they can read all about it, a piece I published in Discover magazine. The point is that this kind of theory would really help us a lot because of the mysteries. It's the mysteries that we try to ignore, but we can't. The dreams. The dreams, come on. Why does a dream sometimes have nothing to do with your daily life? Sometimes it's just so amazing and so wild, and then you get up because you have to pee, and you're struggling because you want to continue this dream. You want to hold on to this dream. This dream is amazing. But by the time you reach the toilet, it's gone. And you can't get it back. Why? Because it was streaming. That's why. It was streaming, and the stream stopped. That's why you can't get it back, because you weren't generating it. It was being generated through this point in time. You know the famous ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, and there's, I think it's Adam, and I think there's God, and these two fingers like that, and that there's some communication happening there that's extremely important. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying, let's find out where that is happening, where that connection is, and how it works, and let's test our ideas empirically, because I think this is a testable theory. And most important of all, let's figure out how to simulate this, because now we can talk directly to these other intelligences and really find out things that we just know nothing about.
I'm very, very fascinated by dreams, and I think it's very interesting how we kind of dismiss them as just being hallucinations, or it's just a dream. We just had a dream. But some of them are so realistic and so bizarre. I've always wondered, why do they seem so much like reality? And how do I know what the difference is? Maybe reality, as in waking life, is a more persistent dream. So when you're saying that it's streaming and that's why you can't get it back, what do you think it is? What do you think a dream is? Have you ever talked to lucid dreamers or people that
Sure.
use techniques to try to master the traveling back and forth into the realms of dreams?
Oh, absolutely. I'm talking to all kinds of interesting people these days. Some near-death experiences fits beautifully. I actually had my staff make a list of these mysterious phenomena. They came up with a list within a few hours of 58 items. There are so many weird things that we experience. Dreams, probably top of the list.
What do you think they are?
I think they all have to do with this transduction. I think they're all indicators of transduction. I'm not the first person, by the way, who's kind of thought of an idea like this, but I think I am the first person who's pointed out that now we actually have laboratories around the world, neuroscience labs, where we could test this. And I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm getting this group together, and we're going to figure out ways of testing this. And because we have so many wonderful neuroscience labs now around the world, I don't think it's going to take 50 years. I think it's going to take a few years. I think we're going to find support for this theory. And then engineers are going to start working on how to simulate it. But to answer your question, I think that the other intelligences or intelligence that we're communicating with and that elevated us, just like in the movie 2001, right? We got elevated. There were these black monoliths that appeared and people went up to them, and the chimp-like creatures touched them. And I think that we were elevated through neural transduction. And I think we're going to be able to figure out how it works, where it works, what chemicals are involved. I'm 99% sure that DMT plays a very important role in this process. And then I think we will be able to figure out what these mysteries are really all about. And it almost amazes me that we can live with so many mysteries, like dreams, I don't know, demonic possession. There's so many crazy things that we experience. Near-death experiences are fascinating, of course. Mm-hmm. And then there's these other crazy things that happen. The wake-up kind of thing that happens when people are dying sometimes, people who've been out of touch, sometimes for years. And all of a sudden, they wake up, the second hurrah. They wake up and they now recognize everyone and they talk. And they're fine, and then 30 minutes later they die. How could that possibly be? And some of them have severe brain damage. How all of a sudden could they become fully conscious again? Well, I think it's because consciousness we're not really producing the consciousness. Consciousness has to do with that connection. That connection, right? Hand of God, that connection, I think we can figure out where it is and what it is and how it works.